caught up in the machine. We got caught up in the lies. That life is all about waking up every day, working as hard as you can, make as much as you can to buy as much shit as you can. Yep. No. Life is about finding out what this is all about, to have experiences, to gain more insights, more awarenesses. Okay? So there's a simple way to go about this. And I'm going to ask you a couple of questions that I want you to ask yourself. So the experiences of why we're here, and the experiences you have will help you develop into something different or more of the same. The problem is most people don't know how to make the change, but that's what Master Visionary Coaching and all of this work is about, is helping people make the changes they're unable to make on their own. So ask yourself this. Am I going somewhere? Are my efforts, is the energy that I'm using every day bringing me towards something better? That's really what every day's about, right? To be better today than we were yesterday, at whatever increment, whatever percentage. So you ask yourself, are things better? So look back 1 to 3 years, okay? Now, we know how quickly time goes by once we get to the arrival time. For instance, at the beginning of the year, you forget how quickly time goes by until it's already September 1st in 2020, and you think, wow, what have you done this whole year so far? No excuses. It doesn't matter what's going on in the current climate of the world. What have you done for 8 months? So look back 1 to 3 years, then ask yourself, are things the same or are they different? And if they're different, are they worse or are they better? Or is it just slightly different because, you know, things naturally progress in a way? But is it basically the same? Is there any personal growth, any progress? Whatever the answer is, you can look ahead 1 to 3 years. You can bet that will be the answer. Because most likely, if nothing has changed in 1 to 3 years, nothing's going to change from 1 to 3 years from now. That's being held hostage. But you wouldn't think of it that way, because when you think of being held hostage, you picture a kidnapping, chains and shackles, handcuffs, right? It is exactly the same, except it's invisible. So what is a hostage? A hostage is a person seized or held for security for the fulfillment of a condition. So in a kidnapping, and it's a ransom, the fulfillment, the condition, and the fulfillment would be the money that's paid for the release of the hostage. But not all hostages have those terms and conditions. So in this case, before we look at what the terms and conditions are, I want to look at what holds us hostage here. Again, in one word, I'm going to share with you what holds us hostage as I bring my screen back up. So here we are going along, believing, thinking, accepting that we're doing what we are supposed to do, which is not how to live, not what you're supposed to do. Who said what you're supposed to do? Who said this is what you should do? Here's what you're supposed to do. Whoever said what you're supposed to do is just basing things on their rules and their way. So we become hostage based on one word: past. The past is holding your present hostage. Now, it could be a complete accumulation of so much that went on in your past, or it could be something that's just simple or one thing. For instance, you could have so much going on all cylinders, and yet there's something that keeps sabotaging you. There's something that just keeps getting in the way, and you don't know what it is. Now, the problem is this isn't all conscious. This isn't conscious analytical thinking. That is the most limited part of us. That's why we don't figure out what's wrong. We'll figure out what to do. Because what we're talking about is at a deeper level, okay? It's at a subconscious level. It's the hard drive to the computer, not the keyboard. The keyboard is the thinking, the analytics, the logic. Life is not logical. Life's emotional, and emotions are illogical. And that's why there's a conflict, and those two don't align. However, the past is people's perceptions, your own perceptions of a younger version who wasn't as experienced, as informed, as educated, as enlightened, as insightful, as aware. And when something comes up in life, no matter what you know now, the mind resorts back to when you were younger, because that's how you reacted to the situation. And then you react to the situation now thinking, oh my God, what the heck did I just do? It's like I was a child. Yeah. So something from the past that's stored in the subconscious mind, like a warehouse, a storehouse, is always waiting to be triggered. So when it gets triggered, we react the same way. That's a shackle. That's a lock. You need a key to know how to unlock that, and you know how to use the key, where to put it in, how to turn it. Because a lot of people find keys, like they'll read a self-help book or some book on a process or technique, but they really aren't taught how to use it. They're taught what to do, but not how. And if you think about it, even making money online, everything that's out there, people tell you what you need to do. They don't tell you how. Okay? So here we are, held hostage by parts of, or a lot of, or most of our past. And we're not understanding that it's up to the present moment self to stop and interrupt these patterns.